this guy came all the way from OKC. It's cold. That's a long, boring drive. I've done it several times. Let's give it up for Hippie Steve.
Broken Arrow. How's everybody doing tonight? I've been out here a couple times before. I was actually just in Catoosa in November. I was the comedian for a cannabis bingo night. It's really cool, right? I mean, like, it's kind of weird to do comedy at a bingo event, right? It's kind of different. But thank God for cannabis, because knowing this state, it could have been a meth bingo real quick. Real quick, it could have turned into a meth bingo. But it would have been just like a bunch of people around, like almost saying bingo, like they're like on the edge, like, oh, I almost got it. It's crazy how the drug of choice differs from state to state. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I'm originally from Ohio. The drug of choice out there is heroin. Imagine heroin bingo. If you didn't do heroin, you would win every round because everybody else would be not now. Like, I win again. Like, racking up all the prizes, man. Oh, shit. But yeah, my name's Hippie Steve. It's not my real name, obviously. I had one of those last names that people like to butcher. Anybody else like that? Yeah? What's your last name?
Yell.
Yell? It's not that bad. Mine's Allspall. It's not that bad either. Just sounds just like it's spelled, you know, Allspall. But I knew from a young age it was going to be a problem. It was going to be a problem through life, right? I went to church one day with my grandparents back when I was like 13. And you know how they do the birthday announcements at church? You know what I'm talking about? They come in, you know, it's like April 17th, Johnny's birthday. And they get the April 19th, it's little Susie Q's birthday. Everybody's like clapping and stuff. Like April 20th, it's Steve Osplash's birthday. And I'm like, Osplash? Like, what? You murdered that last name. And all the meanwhile, it was my birthday's on 4/20, so somebody in the background was like, hell yeah. I was like, so that was like, I went home and I had to ask Jeeves, because that's how old I am. It wasn't Google, it was Ask Jeeves, right? And I lived out in the country in Ohio, so I had to wait like 24 hours to get the answer. And I was like, what is 420? And that guy at church taught me what 420 was, so that was my last day going to church too. I don't know if that goes hand in hand with the 420, but... So yeah, I found out what 420 was at a young age. Like I said, kind of a weird birthday to have if you grew up in Ohio, actually. In Ohio, you have to renew your tags for your car every year on your birthday. This is a true story. So imagine, you know, having a 420 birthday and renewing your tags every year. It's not happening, man. Like, the longest I went was like 6 months one time, where it was like, I got pulled over one time in a small town. The cop comes up, he's like, sir, your tags are expired like 6 months. And I was like, did you check my birthday, man? I said, it's 420. He let me go with a warning, man. That's when I found out I had white privilege. Fucking warning to get you, man. It's crazy when the white privilege just sneaks out of somewhere, right? You're not expecting it, right? Like, oh, there's not white privilege, man. Like, I don't have white privilege. Well, does anybody know where Cement, Oklahoma is? Cement? It's out just near Chickasha down by Lawton. It's actually where Jesse James supposedly hid his treasure. There was a hideout there. You can actually go, and that's where he hid out. He has like a knife carving and stuff, and they're like, it's pretty cool to check out, actually. Well, the town, it's had to be like 200-300 people that live in this town. It's small. So I go there one day, and I was like, I got on this Jesse James gig. I was like, go check out this museum. They had a museum there. So I go there, and I pull up to the museum, and across the street's the police station, and it's like as small as one of those sheds you get from Lowe's. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. It's literally a shed from Lowe's. Like, that's their police station. And I was like, damn, where the hell am I? So I go up to the museum door, and it's locked. And I was like, damn, some small town shit. I just want to go in here and check it out. So it had a number. So I called the number. It's like, go across the street to the city hall. I looked across the street, and the city hall's double the size of the police station. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? It's like, something's not adding up. So anyways, I go across the street, a little old lady in there, and I was like, hey, I want to check out the museum. Can I go check it out? It's locked. Oh yeah, just take the keys. She gives me the key ring to like the whole city of fucking Cement. Yeah. They're not giving the whole key ring to a colored person, bro. Like, they're not, man. I'm sorry to be that bearer of bad news, but I I found out again, white privilege prevails, man. I was like, I got the whole, so I go across the street, and she's like, just bring it back when you're done, and lock it up. I was like, all right, whatever. So I was over there, and I was thinking, I was like, man, I should steal some shit when I'm here, right? Like, not just to steal shit and be rude, but I was like, white people are fucking scary too, man. You can't just be giving your key rings to anybody. Oh, shit. Cement, yeah, go check out Cement, it's actually pretty cool. Like I said, I was born and raised in Ohio. Anybody ever been to Ohio? Yeah. Boring as fuck, man. Almost worse than Oklahoma. It's almost identical, except for in Ohio they have the Amish and heroin. In Oklahoma they have the natives and they have meth. Very similar, right? I'll tell you a story. I got the beard, right? And you know how like every white person with a beard always gets referenced to ZZ Top, or Duck Dynasty, like, oh, you part of Duck Dynasty? Like, no, motherfucker, I just got tired of shaving. Like, so I was working at Dollar General, not a highlight of my life, man, but I was working at Dollar General, and this guy comes in. Hey man, you know who you look like? And I was like, yeah, ZZ Top, man. And he's like, no man, you look like Daniel Bryan, the WWE wrestler. And I was like, fuck yeah, that's cool. I'm a wrestling fan. Sweet, bro, thanks. And he's like, yo, my son is never gonna believe this. Can I get a picture with you to show him? I was like, yeah, but what a piece of shit parent that you would get a picture with a lookalike of Daniel Bryan instead of taking your kid to a real wrestling event and having a meeting. Like, you suck as a parent, bro. So he got his picture. I didn't make a cent off that picture. Oh, shit. But yeah, I grew up in a small town. You guys know those small towns with one gas station? You know what I'm talking about? A lot of those out here too, right? I'm a fan of psychedelics. About 10 years ago, I was doing LSD a lot. Don't go to that gas station if you grew up there tripping on LSD or mushrooms, but it's not a good idea. I'll tell you why. One day I was off work. It was like 2 p.m. I was like, I'm going to take 2 hits of acid. I'm like, why not? And a couple hours into the trip, I was like, I need to go quench my thirst. I'm like really thirsty, So I go to the gas station, which luckily was only a 3-minute drive. It felt like it was 3 hours, I swear. So I get there, and who do I run into? I run into my fucking grandma at the gas station, tripping on acid. I talked to her for like 15 minutes, man. Peeking on acid. I'm like, I held it all together. She didn't know anything was going on. 2 days later, she calls me and she's like, Steve, I need help moving some furniture around the house. Can you come help me move? I was like, yeah, that's cool. I go down and we're talking. I brought up the gas station. She's like, Steve, I didn't see you at the gas station. I was like, shit. So I just saw some random ass old lady. And I thought it was my grandma because I was stripping, man. Like, I was like, this got to be my grandma, right? Like, I gave her a kiss and everything before I left. That was awkward, man. I was wondering why she slipped me her number before I left. I got your number, freaking. Those small towns and LSD, they'll get you, man. Oh shit! But yeah, back in 2015, I had no kids, and I left Ohio. I was like, this is my LSD binge. I was like, I'm gonna go hitchhike across the country. And, I quit my job at Kroger. I was a manager. I had a car. I let go to repo. I was hell bent on exploring the country, right? So I just left on foot. That's how boring Ohio is. I left on foot. Get me the book out of here. I gotta go. So, my goal was to get to Colorado. 2015, they had the High Times Cannabis Cup in Denver. I was like, I'm gonna go spend my 420 birthday legally smoking weed, right? That was the year that they legalized recreational. And I actually made it out to Colorado in 6 days hitchhiking. I felt like I was on top of the world. I'm like, this is awesome. Hitchhiking's pretty easy. Everybody said it was gonna be hard, right? One of my cousins back home, before I left, they were like, you're gonna get raped out on the road. And I was like, by who? And they were like, a trucker. I was like, all right, look, I might look like I can get raped. I'm pretty small, but I'm quick as fuck, and most truckers are fat, so no truckers catching me. I'm sorry, that's not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. I'm not gonna get raped. So, made it to Colorado, 6 days, did not get raped. Thank you. I shoved that in my cousin's face. I'm like, I'm getting raped. What? So that's pretty cool. I made it out to Colorado. Found a job trimming weed on Craigslist. This is no shit. Didn't even go out there and want to work. I just wanted to go out there and explore around. But I ended up getting a job off Craigslist. I'm like, I'm get anything on Craigslist, man. So did the job trimming, and it's for 2 Russian Jews, right? Pretty crazy. I'm from Ohio. I don't ever met like Amish people. Like that's my extent of the foreign people. We don't have Mexicans really. So I'm growing for them. You know, they own a dispensary in a grow, and I go to the dispensary one day and on 420, and they're like, "Steve, come party. It's 420." I'm like, "Oh yeah." And they didn't know it was my birthday at the time. Like, I filed paperwork, but they didn't. Whatever. So I go there, and they're like drinking vodka, like a Russian would drink vodka. They're like, "Steve, do you want to shot the vodka?" I said, "Hell yeah, I don't drink, but it's my birthday, I'll take a shot." But there was like a Russian shot of vodka, so it was like a triple shot of vodka, right? Bad idea, because like I said, I don't drink. This is my first shot all year. So I took the shot like a man. I was like, fuck it. Like an hour into the, hanging out with them, I was like, "Happy birthday, Hitler!" And they were like, "What? What did you say?" It's like, "It's Hitler's birthday, man. It's my birthday, 420. And they're like, "Steve, we're Jewish." And I was like, fuck. That was my first time finding out they were Jewish, man. Like, that was the most awkward time, right? It was pretty bad. Second time I found out they were Jewish. It's a little less awkward because I already knew they were Jewish, but I found out they were the other type of Jewish. I was working for them like 2.5 years ago in, and we had a disagreement one day, and the owner comes in, just like yelling at me in Russian. I was like, "I don't know what the fuck they're saying." And so I was cussing him in American, like English. And he's like, "Give me my keys, you're out of here." And so he left, and I went to go get paid, and he shorted me $450. I was like, "Damn, you guys are Jewish." Oh, shit. But like I said, I go by Hippie Steve. I try to live up to the style of Hippie Steve. I smoke all the time, the beard. With a beard comes great responsibilities. I said this easy top shit. But like, don't go to Lowe's if you have a beard and you don't know how to build shit. "Sir, can you build me a porch?" I'm like, "Motherfucker, I'm not Jesus. I'm just like I said, I don't like to shave, man. That's it." But the best thing about having a beard, right, is if you enjoy eating pussy, right? If you enjoy eating pussy, you obviously like the smell of pussy, and therefore that smell is going to stay in your beard all day. You can go back to it hours later, like, "Oh, that was a good pussy." Also bad if it's horrible pussy. If it's bad tasting pussy, because that still stays in your beard all day. Like you smell like regret all day. Like shit. Yeah, fermented, right? God forbid you're cheating on your girlfriend, right? And you went out eating, like you went on an eating pussy binge today, and it was bad pussy. And you get home and she's like staring at you. And "What the fuck are you looking at?" And you feel like you got caught, right? She's like, "Did you eat fish today for lunch?" I did eat fish today for lunch. You're right. So now I eat fish 3 times a week according to my girlfriend. Oh shit. But like I said, I grew in Colorado. It's kind of what brought me to Oklahoma, was the whole cannabis scene, became legalized out here. I was chasing a dream of growing weed. And Oklahoma, man, it's like wild fucking west out here, man. You know what I'm talking about? It's the land of opportunity out here, if you think about it. Like, back, I think it was like 3 years ago, I was selling weed all across the state of Oklahoma. You guys know where Muldrow is at? It's pretty close to here, I think, right? So I wound up in Muldrow, Oklahoma. I was looking up dispensaries on Google. And I was like, all right, I'm going to check this place out, right? So I go, and GPS takes me to this person's driveway. I was like, what the fuck? Like, all right, it's Oklahoma, let me go check it out. So I go back the driveway, and beside the dude's house is like a shed, like almost the size of the shed of the police station in Seaman. Little did I know that connection was going to be made, right? But so I go there, and that's the dispensary in the side yard. I'm like, damn, what the fuck? Like, that's awesome. Like, give it up for Oklahoma. Like, you got people growing, like, selling weed in their side yard, man. It's legal to do it, right? In the other yard was a fucking fireworks stand. Land of opportunity, man. In Ohio, fireworks are illegal. So when I saw fireworks and weed being sold in the same yard, I got a boner right away. I was like, this is awesome. I was like, Mom, you're not gonna believe this shit. Like, it was, Oklahoma's been an experience. I grew weed for a sheriff in Logan County out in Edmond. Obviously it wasn't in his name, but like it was his wife's, it was in his wife's name. It can't be in his name. But one day I called him, it was like on Friday, and I was leaving. I was like, yo, I'm about to leave for the weekend, can I get paid? He's like, yeah man, I got you. He shows up in a sheriff truck, full uniform, and hands me a wad of cash. And I was like, this is awesome. Like, I have made it in the growing wheat game, growing wheat for a year. Yeah. Real cool, except for one day I was in the fucking room, you know, there's like multiple rooms in the grow. I was in the back room, and I go to leave, and there's like 2 cops right there, they're in uniform. He's like, got you, and I was like, oh shit. Scared the shit out of me. I was like, bro, you can't be doing that kind of stuff, man. Like, we have a history with being raided. You can't be doing that. Let's see what I got here. Yes. People said they got kids. You guys got kids? Right? I got 3 kids. 2 of them are mine. The oldest is not mine. I met him when I hitchhiked out to Colorado. Like I said, I was free, man. I was like, I'm gonna go explore the world. And I get to Colorado and got my girlfriend pregnant in 2 weeks, and they had a stepson. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? I'm like, that's not how this was supposed to go, man. But the first day I met her, the night we hung out, the next day we go to Walmart, and she takes her son, and he's on a leash. You guys know those kids you gotta keep on a leash, right? This kid fucking deserved to be on a leash, man. I'll tell you what. Like, I used to think, like, who keeps their kid on a leash, man? That's pretty fucking rude, but this kid deserved to be on a leash. We went to the store, and he, like, took off across the store. Just like I said, it was my first day. I was like, not my fucking kid. I don't know. I just met him. I might be out here by next week. Oh, shit. Oh, but, he had a run-in one day with cops. I was at the grow working, and my girlfriend calls me. She's like, hey, I can't find Sky. And at this point, we had a baby girl. My daughter was born. So she was trying to take care of the daughter, and she's like, he got out of the house. We can't find him. I was like, oh, shit. So I drove back home. It was like a 20-minute drive. And like a half mile from the house, I saw 2 cop cars. And I pulled over, and I was like, yo, got a 3-year-old on the loose. We need help finding him. He's like, is his name Sky? And I was like, yeah. He's like, he's in the back of my cop car, kicking the window saying, fuck the police. I was like, bro, get off his leash. I don't know how the fuck he got out. So that cop, that cop came back for like a half an hour and hung out with us, and he's like, I understand what you guys are going through, like. And they ended up giving her a ticket for child endangerment. I was like, again, not my fucking kid. I'm on scotch-free here. Anyway, so we have my daughter. My daughter is about to be 8. She was born in Colorado. We had her in she was born in the fucking car. Right? This is my first experience with childbirth, right? We had her in the car. Not ideal for your first time watching childbirth. I'm trying to watch it happen. It was like a 30-minute drive from our house, right? And it's snowing, Colorado, January 16th. 7 in the morning, I'm driving. We're like 10 minutes from the hospital, and she's like, I'm having this baby right now. And I was like, can't you just hold it? Is it like a shit? Can't you just hold it? I was like, and I found out real quick that's not the right thing to say to a girl that's having a baby in the car. I found out real quick. She's like, no, I can't hold it. It's not shit. So she like turns around in the car and just like one push has my daughter. My daughter flops on the seat, and I'm like, get her, and she gets her. I'm trying to drive and watch. Halfway puking out the window, like running red lights. I'm like, where is Punk? Like Ashton Kutcher's gotta be. This is like an episode. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I'm like going up to a red light, blowing my horn, just blowing through it. So we get to the hospital, and I'm like running out like a madman. We got a newborn baby in the car. We got a newborn baby. And like the nurses, some nurses were leaving for the morning shift. They're like, well, bring her in. I'm like, she's still attached to my girlfriend. And they're like, oh, well, you gotta pull up to the emergency door. We gotta get her in. I'm like, I know, let's go. Crazy. Man, she's creative. She's really cool, right? Like I said, she's about to be 8. Her birthday's next week. She came out one day wearing a Dollar General shopping bag as like a fucking romper. I was like, Aqua, take that shit off and put a Walmart bag on. We got some fucking class right now. We're poor. We shop at Walmart. My son, his name's Canyon. Like all of our kids have hippie names, right? Of course. His first word was fuck. Like his first full word was fuck. I know, shocking after hearing me, right? We were up in Ohio visiting on vacation, and I left to get some weed. I was like, I just drove all the way from Oklahoma. I need to fucking smoke. So I met my guys. I was like, I need to get some weed, right? So I leave, and I get back, and my mom's like, so we found out Canyon's first word, and I was like, oh shit, fuck. She's like, yeah, right in front of your grandma, and I was like, that's my boy. Kids are crazy, man. Like I said, my oldest, like middle of last year during the summer, my girlfriend texted me and she's like, "Hey, I think you need to have that talk with Sky. He's getting to be that age," and he was asking questions. I was like, "Well, what did he ask you?" And she said, "He asked me why he gets spontaneous erections." Those were his exact words, spontaneous erections. Like, how awkward to ask your mom, right? So I went home that day. I was like, "Sky, I think we need to go for a drive and have a talk." He's like, "Well, about what?" It's like, "About your spontaneous erections." He's like, "All right." So we're going and we're driving. I was like, "Do you have any questions?" He's like, "Yeah, I just want to know why my meat gets so big randomly." I was like, "Spontaneous erection, meat?" I was like, "Damn, you're definitely 12 years old, aren't you?" So I explained it to him, man, and we were up in Ohio, same incident, my son saying fuck. And we were all out back one night smoking, my friends were over, and my oldest son was staying in the back bedroom. We could go back there and see. And I heard him back there making noise, and I go back there and he's beating off. I was like, I didn't really need to have to talk with him. He figured it out on his own, man. Kid grows up from being on a leash to just beating off, man. I'm proud of him. They grow up so quick. Shit, like I said, I'm poor. I shop at Walmart. You got any Walmart shoppers? Yeah. Everybody else poor. I grew up poor. I'm still poor. I'm trying not to exceed my parents' expectations. Like, they expect big things. I'm like, I'm doing comedy and I deliver groceries for Walmart. Like, typical comedian, right? And there's levels of being poor, though. I don't know if you guys have noticed this. There's 3 levels. First level is poor broke. Poor broke means where you have to borrow money to get by. We've all been there probably once in our life. Electricity bills, water bills, car payments. That's poor broke. I'm not there right now. I have been plenty of times. In the middle, there is poor poor. Poor is where you're just getting by. Make enough money just to get by. You're content with life. Just make enough to get by. You do your own shit though, right? And poor rich, that's the third level. That's when you have like $300 in your account and you're like, shit, yeah, time to get a tattoo. Right? In my case, last month, it was like, time to get a PlayStation. We don't have the money to get a PlayStation. I was like, what the fuck am I thinking? And then automatically, after you make that purchase, you go back to level 2. Like, oh shit, now I'm back to just making it. Shit's rough, man. Shit's rough. My daughter's like, one of her kids in school, they were like, we had to ask my mom why we didn't get a PlayStation 5 for Christmas. And I was like, shit, probably because, could you imagine being the dad, like, having to explain that to the kid? Well, honey, it's because I took you to see Santa Claus in Chickasha, Oklahoma. That's why he didn't grant your wish. Chickasha, Oklahoma, that's where you might know where Chickasha, did you give me the light? All right. You might know where Chickasha is at? Very methy down there. Even the birds look like they're on meth down there, bro. I'm not kidding you. I got a couple minutes left. I'll end it with one. I'll end it with this story for the DoorDash, or for the Walmart. I'll tell you the craziest incident that ever happened at Walmart out in Chickasha. I get an order one day, goes off my phone. I look at it, and it's 10 air dusters. You guys know the air duster cleaners, keyboard cleaners. You can also do whippets with it, right? Yeah, hell yeah. You've done a whippet or two, right? Hell yeah. All right, so I get the order, and it's 10 air dusters. I was like, oh shit, Chickasha, here we go. And I pick up the order, and I'm leaving the parking lot, and I get a number on my phone. It's calling me, and I've never seen the number. I pick it up, and he's like, hey man, did you just give me 10 air dusters? I said, yeah, buddy, I'm about to head your way right now. You can see where, Well, look, man, they got a limit, 10 per customer. They can't buy 10 more. If you go into Walmart and give me 10 more, I'll give you a $20 tip. I was like, hell yeah, dude, $20 is $20, bro. So I instantly became the weekly supplier to Chickasha's Whippet. Fucking nuts, man. Oh, shit. How long I got, like a minute or so? 1 minute? All right, I'll end it with this story. I talked about Christmas a little bit. Everybody have a good Christmas? No one really talked about Thanksgiving. Do you guys have a good Thanksgiving? Every year on Thanksgiving, I find out one thing. I'm one step away from becoming Jeffrey Dahmer. I know it sounds kind of fucked up, but listen to me. I love animal skin way too much. Does anybody else like animal skin a lot? I like animal skin so much that I tell my kids it's the worst part, so I get their helping. And it works too, man. I'll be eating animal skin. Well, Dad, why do you eat it? Look, kids, I work my ass off for this food, and I ain't gonna let any of it go to waste. We don't have any dogs. I'm eating every bit. So I'm over there eating the animal skin. But I'll tell you one story. About 15 years ago, I was on a Xanax binge. You might have ever done Xanax a lot? Woo! Xanax would give me the munchies worse than weed. Anybody else? Yeah. Like, I would wake up the next day, first off, and I remember shit because of Xanax. Then I'd see a pile of food next to me. I'm like, oh, fuck, I fall asleep. Sometimes I'd fall asleep eating the food. Like, I wake up in a pile of food. Fucked up. Well, this is how much I like animal skin. Just listen to this story. I was working at a machine shop. I went there one day. My dad was the foreman. I thought I could get away with anything. I was like, yeah, my dad's the manager. Fuck you guys. I went in all messed up on Xanax one day, man, all messed up. 10 o'clock in the morning rolls around, about 2 hours before lunch. And I go in, I just got the munchies like a motherfucker. I had smoke too, right? And I go in, I'm starting to go through the fridge, and I'm looking, I'm right in the fridge. Somebody brought fried chicken in that day. I peeled off the skin of the chicken and ate their skin. And I left the rest of the chicken in the refrigerator, bro. This is a real ass story, dude. Like, don't do Xanax. Motherfucker, man. Look, lunchtime comes around. This guy comes in, he's pissed. I'm already full off the chicken skin, so I'm like, I'm over in the corner. This is 2 hours later, so I forgot that I honestly forgot that I did this. I ain't gonna lie. I'm sitting over in the corner, this guy comes in, he's like, oh fuck. Starts looking, he's like, someone stole the skin off my chicken. Everybody's like, what? And the guy's like, who the fuck would do this? And I was like, I'm sitting over in the corner, I'm like, damn, who the fuck would do that? That's my chicken. It took me a couple minutes of this guy going off, and I was like, shit. It clicked. I was like, Xanax would do this. Alright, that's all my time, man. I appreciate you guys coming out.
Give it up for Hippie Steve. Who would have thought Hippie Steve did psychedelics, right? I've done psychedelics a few times. Last time I took mushrooms, I took 6 grams.